producing. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's a real nugget of truth there. I love that.
This
Now-
is the first secret I've had to divulge to people I play with right now.
Fantastic.
Okay, now
are gonna love Happily gonna love that.
Yeah, I will. So now for a quick time check, we have 5 more matchups to go and 2 other leagues. And about 30 minutes into this podcast.
Okay.
Inaugural. So we're gonna have to cut it down to about 90 seconds per matchup.
You're gonna need boundaries.
Or we're just doing 1 league a week.
Or we'll just do one
pretty
league a
much.
week. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I'll be more prepared.
Actually, that'll be good. That 1 week a league I think is good actually.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're getting our feet wet.
Yes.
Bear with us,
So
dear
Nick-
listeners.
Nick Anus as well.
I also like that stack attack. This is the only league that we'll be talking about that has kickers in it. So we do have that X factor. Before we move on, I just wanted to. I'm looking at your team, Travis, and your wide receiver room is. I'm very envious of the choices that you have there. I wish if there was a way to fit Ayuk into your starting lineup with Kittle out tomorrow, that would be ideal. But better days ahead, I think, for the band.
Or Trav, consider trading so you don't have to start Boston Scott.
I hate Ayuk on the bench. I hate it. And I have Ayuk on the bench because Boston Scott is on my team.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's what
week
we're doing.
Week 1, everybody.
And Russell Wilson is on my team. Like I picked Russell Wilson in the 4th round of this draft, which I probably should just mute myself and leave.
Nah, dude, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Life, but it was very emotional. Like okay, I got my
nice. Okay, so
if the Hawks win on Monday, sorry, DT. If the Hawks win on Monday, it will be a miracle. We're gonna miss Russ, and I don't blame him for leaving.
No,
I don't blame him at all. Like
it's going to be an ugly day for the Seahawks. So.
Well, for the sake of time, are we doing all the matchups or just ones that we're involved in, or how do we?
Yeah, let's finish it off. We'll go through this next one quickly. Yeah. Next matchup will be me. My team name is Pedestals versus Candace and her team Hard Man. Also, shout out to Candace for being our first YouTube subscriber. Got her to subscribe earlier today, so thanks for that.
She's listening right now.
Hold on.
Hard man in the starting lineup for her. We'll go down her team first. She's starting Tom Brady at quarterback versus Dallas. He's probably going to have a great day. Debo Samuel and Hunter Renfrow at wide receiver, Najee Harris and David Montgomery as her 2 running backs, Zach Ertz at tight end, Jerry Jeudy and the aforementioned McCole Hardman in the flex.
Projected for 14.46 points. That's significant.
It is. That's almost like you have to bank on a touchdown for that. I will say I think Hunter Renfrow is sliding under a bunch of people's radars for how much targets and production he's going to get this year. So on my side, I'm starting Aaron Rodgers at Minnesota. My 2 wide receivers are going to be Jamar Chase and Hollywood Brown. I like that. I like those 2. Starting Saquon Barkley and Elijah Mitchell at running back, Kyle Pitts at tight end, and then in my flex, I've got Ramondre Stevenson and Melvin Gordon. I love Melvin Gordon this week in the flex. As we were talking about earlier, I think this is going to be a sound beatdown by the Denver Broncos. So Melvin Gordon's going to get a lot of mop-up duty in that game. The projected totals right now have it pretty close, with me projected as 198 versus Candace's 192. I'll let you guys talk about who you think is going to win at this matchup, and then move on to the next one.
Well, the Rams defense getting 9 points, that is a miracle.
Yeah. I think something to point out about this league that we didn't mention before, we do have kickers in defense. They do not count for the double points though. So they do stick to the regular standard scoring. So they oftentimes can determine a matchup if it's a close one. But that's something to note, I think, for the listeners out there. Candace, thank you.
Yeah.
Beat the projection.
You just found that out now through this podcast. Wait, what?
Oh man, I'm not scared of Judy. Jared Judy. I don't see it.
He's a guy I can't buy, but if he has a strong year, I guess I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. But again, against the Seahawks, like I would buy anyone against the Seahawks.
Okay.
Yeah, he could be a sell high,
I mean,
right?
Like
After this
Russell Wilson is going to attempt to throw for 750 yards and
Yes,
12
he will.
touchdowns.
No matter what
Monday
the
Night
score is.
Football
Yep.
in Seattle. Like, come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Like, I
matter
would-
if it's 28-3. He's going to be balling the F
Yeah.
out on
Yeah.
Monday.
And he's gonna go to Children's Hospital and kill people. Take that.
All right. So who you guys got?
I'm gonna go DT on this, and this is I think Ramondre Stevenson is the guy that I think Patriots backs were always afraid of. They are that organic ice cream that costs a little bit more but has the fancy label, and you want to try it out. And I think after this week we're going to find out if Stevenson is the actual one that you're willing to pay extra for, or if it's that you eat it and you realize it had macadamia milk instead and you're extremely disappointed. But I want to love Stevenson. I just wasn't willing to pay for him this year.
He is the poster child of the get it right guy.
Totally.
Nice.
You get Ramondre Stevenson right, like that is a league winner.
But I feel like it's going to go one way or the other, especially in New England. Like it's either going to be that or he's going to have 3 carries for 1 yard.
Yep.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a little risky, but I think he should get a good amount of work. I mean, Saquon, like, is he fully healthy? Eli Mitchell, is he healthy? Is he play? Like, I think there's a lot of question marks. And again, I think a lot of it could go really, really good, but it could also go not so good.
Yeah. No, I did not draft to play it safe this year at all.
Yeah.
I like
I'm giving it to DT though. I'm looking at Renfro, Judy, Hardman, Ertz even is banged up. That, I just think that's cause for concern. And maybe this is my opportunity to sneak in another segment of mine, since I just mentioned Ertz.
Oh boy.
But I have a deep league dart throw for everyone out there.
Okay.
And this is one, this league is perfect to talk about those deep league dart throws, right? Because we lack depth because there's so many players on rosters. But I'm looking at this Cardinals Chiefs game, and the Chiefs are going to be lighting it up. Patrick Mahomes he's going out there. He wants to prove he can live without Tyreek, that he can survive, that he can throw for 400 yards. And I think that's going to force the Cardinals to try and play keep up. And then I look at the roster and I see Nuke, he's suspended. Ertz, he's questionable. Rondale Moore was ruled out. AJ Green, I can't get behind that. He's 34 years old. And so this is my dart throw. He has 4.31 speed. He hasn't done shit in 2 years, but he had an 88 yarder in his rookie season. And I'm going to say, Andy Isabella, if you are hurting for receiver already, take the shot on him. That over under is 54. And he's the kind of guy that on one play could score you buku points.
Nice.
That is the spiciest take.
Wait, the over-under on him is 54 yards?
No, over-under on that game is 54.
Oh, got it, okay.
I'm sure the over-under on him is
Lord.
3 yards.
That is-
Yeah.
Oh, that is the spiciest fantasy football take I've heard in like 5 years.
Yeah, well, it's the only
Holy
time
cow.
Andy Isabella is going to be mentioned on
That's
the
what the
podcast.
deep league dart throw is here for.
Andy Isabella,
No,
still in the
actually,
league. That's what
Yeah.
I've learned.
Isabella.
You know, I was gonna go with the Greg Dortch, and I was like, I can't. Isabella maybe, but then I saw Dortch, and he's like 2 inches shorter than Isabella.
Torch the
So-
torch.
That is-
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we
So yeah, DT's team
going to
for me.
DT. Candace doesn't win games.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry,
can
Candace.
say like I think it will be underrated how wide open Hunter Renfro is going to be.
Yeah.
this season. The opposing defensive coordinator, the opposing quarterback, is going to be so shitting their pants about Devontae Adams
Yeah.
that Hunter Renfro is going to have like what do you get at Disneyland? The fast pass? Like what do you get like just
Yeah.
The lightning pass now, I
the
believe
lightning?
it's called.
Hunter
Yeah.
Renfro, go 6 yards, turn around. Here's the ball. Get 2 more.
I mean, he's the Wes Welker, right? I think what's hard to
Absolutely.
love about him in this league is we don't have any PPR.
Yeah.
We are the standard scoring.
Yeah,
So
like Renfro is going to be Renfro, the new slot machine.
yeah. That 8 for 64 line he could have just doesn't give you the points you want in our scoring here.
Love it.
Mhm.
Love the dart throw. Some very beautiful wordplay about ice cream from Tim. Let's move on to our next matchup. Crispy Socks, which is Kenneth's team versus Daigo's Too Lucky to Die. On Kenneth's side, he's starting Trey Lance, which is, we were talking before the recording a little bit about, there are some question marks for Trey Lance that really weren't there even a couple months ago about his just how the feel. And this is not a metrics or stats sort of thing. It's just what is keeping Garoppolo there. How does that shake up the locker room, and what happens if Lance struggles in what is essentially his rookie season starting and anybody interrupt me if they have any Lance thoughts. I'm just going to run down the lineup here. Kenneth is also starting Courtland Sutton, one of my favorite wide receivers going into this year. Unfortunately, he also started Allen Robinson, who got a total of 12 yards and 2.4 points.
Cut him in all formats. He's done.
A little behind the 8 ball there for Kenneth. He's starting Dalvin Cook and James Conner, so a solid running back duo. David Njoku at tight end. And then in the flex, Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Miles Sanders. Very divisive running backs that he is starting there. And on the other side, for Daigo, he's going to be starting Kyler Murray. We've kind of touched on this in what's going to be probably a shootout game versus the Chiefs. His wide receivers are T. Higgins and Adam Thielen, starting running backs of Austin Eckler, and he still has J.K. Dobbins in there.
Dobbins isn't gonna play.
And
yeah.
Dobbins isn't that. Dobbins-
Daigo, dude. Let's see some lineup moves there.